So buying a home should feel so exciting and not trying to solve a mystery with so many clues missing. But so many buyers make the same 5 mistakes, and I see it every single week. So in today's video, I am bringing you the 5 mistakes that people make when buying a home and the smart solutions you wish you knew sooner. So if you're planning a move to Rochester or the Finger Lakes, this is going to save you a lot of money, stress, and probably some gray hairs. Welcome back. I'm Kristin, your Rochester real estate agent expert and home renovator, and your guide to all things Western New York living. Now, you'll love videos about relocating, home buying tips, and lifestyle tours because you'll find them right here on this channel. And hit that subscribe button. I post every single week. So whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years, or you know what, maybe it's just across town, but I would love to help you in your home journey. Now stick around till a little bit later on in the video, as there is one that is super important, so you don't want to miss that. All right, let's get into the first big mistake, and trust me, this one catches almost everyone. So number 1, starting the home search before getting pre-approved. Now, of course, we all look online. We all look at those third-party websites to see, what's out there and how pretty the houses are and what they look like. But when you start getting serious into looking for a house, you definitely need to be pre-approved. So you know how people say, oh, we're just looking right now, right? That's one of the famous last words. Here's what actually happens. You fall in love with a house that's already decorated. It looks beautiful. You just kind of fall in love with it. And then you talk to the lender and the numbers just don't add up. So why this is a real problem is because the house might be above your comfort zone or above your comfortable range, or worse, you could probably afford more and didn't know it. So the Rochester homes can go under contract in less than 7 days. Sometimes when they don't have a delayed negotiation on them, they might be gone in a couple days or 2. So you really have to have your pre-qualification all ready to go. Now, it feels like showing up at a concert and you don't have a ticket, and that kind of sucks. So the smart fix is get pre-approved before you shop, and that's your golden ticket to get in. Now, it tells you your true budget, and it prepares you for your monthly payments and lets you jump into the house the second you find that perfect home. Because wouldn't you hate to find the perfect home and then not be able to offer on it because you just weren't pre-approved or it wasn't for the right amount? So comment below what price point you're looking at right now. I'm always so curious. Mistake number 2, skipping the lifestyle test. Buyers get so focused on the house and they forget the life around the house. So I always ask my clients, what does your perfect Saturday or Sunday look like? How do you live? That answer tells me more than a list of bedrooms and bathrooms ever will. Why it becomes a problem is because commutes can become longer than expected. The favorite grocery store that's 20 minutes away, you might want to go to that one instead of the one that's closest to you. Maybe you're a buyer that loves hiking, but the new spot is nowhere near trails. You might want to live more in a lively town, or you might want to live in a town that's walkable, but picked a more quieter one, or vice versa. Now, the smart fix to that is let's do the lifestyle test. So spend a few hours in the neighborhood before making your decision. These are some of the things to do. Grab your coffee, take a drive around, visit a park, try the local grocery store, see how the community feels. Your home should fit your life, not the other way around. Drive around that home during the day, the morning rush, the evening rush, and certainly go there at night too. All of those things factor into what the lifestyle around the house is. Now, one of my clients were so convinced that they wanted downtown living until we spent a Saturday exploring Brighton. And they literally love Brighton so much because the town of Brighton is actually right next to the city, so they can have somewhat of a city feel, but still be close to the city and not actually in it. Mistake number 3. Falling in love with staging instead of structure. Now, we've all seen those pictures where the house looks fantastic. It's nicely painted, the staging looks amazing, but is that really a true picture of the house and the way you live? So if you've ever walked into a beautiful staged home and immediately thought, this is it, I love it, well, there can be a slight problem in that because we need to look beyond the pretty picture. Staging is meant to create that emotional attachment, and it definitely works. So houses that are staged usually sell about 20% more than houses that are not staged. So buyers often forget to look past the prettiness of it all. So we are going to look at the furnace age. We're going to open and close windows. Let's take a look at the roof life. How much is left? What about the foundation? Is there moisture in the basement? When updates like that take place, we have to take note of it. Now, whether the updates are cosmetic or structural is super important, and there's a lot you can find out from the basement by looking at the ceiling joists, the beams, are they in good shape? What about the walls in the basement? Are they holding water? Pretty much every house in Rochester needs a dehumidifier running, at least in the summertime, but some of those hairline cracks or those stair cracks can be problematic. So it's very helpful to talk to someone who sees that every day. So I would love to help you with that. Now, look past the decor. I want you to focus on the bones of the house, the foundation, the roof, the windows, electrical, plumbing, mechanics, all of those things. And then the throw pillows are $20. A roof, not so much. So we want to be focused on the structure and the main parts of the house versus the cosmetic parts of the house. What do you notice first when you walk into a house? Is it staging, layout, the kitchen, curb appeal? Honestly, I'm guilty of it too. I love walking into a house and it just looks so nice and so pretty. But we are going to go beyond that, and we're going to put our microscope hats on and look around the house and make sure it's good and structured. Now, I'm certainly not an inspector and cannot call myself an inspector, but let's look at everything we possibly can and determine if an inspection is needed. Number 4, not understanding the real monthly costs. Now, your mortgage is only one piece of the puzzle, and this big one is that the one I ask you to stick around for, because so many people come to me saying that the mortgage calculator says my payment will be $1,800 a month. And I'm like, well, let's talk about a few other things that go into that payment. You need to talk about taxes. We need to talk about insurance. We need to talk about utilities. And yes, we also need to talk about snow removal because we live in Rochester, New York, and we get a ton of it. Are you going to shovel it yourself, or are you going to pay somebody to do your lawn in the summer and plow your driveway in the wintertime? So those are extra costs that we need to factor in. Now, a lot of people forget property taxes. Big differences between all of our towns here. Homeowners insurance, utilities. So older homes can have a bigger price tag for a monthly budget. The home that I just sold was probably closer to $500 a month, I'd say, for the winter bills. Now, if you're looking into a townhome or a condo, you got to factor in those HOA fees. We just talked about snow removal and future repairs and maintenance. So that $1,800 estimate might actually be closer to $2,400 once everything is included. So let's make sure that we break it all down. Now, the Smart Fix is going to be the total monthly cost breakdown. Now, I've helped clients break everything down monthly so the number is realistic and not a surprise. It's the difference between being house poor and eating ramen noodles all day long, or a house that is comfortable and you can have your nice dinners. So I did have a buyer who loved the historic homes, gorgeous, but the utilities in the older houses with the taxes and the maintenance were a little bit shocking to my buyers. So we found them a newer home that had that character as the older houses, and the monthly payment was a lot lower, and they were obsessed with the house and love it now. Number 5, trying to do everything yourself. Someone once told me that you really need to leverage what you're doing, and leverage helps you accomplish so much more, especially when you're buying a home. It's a big investment. So we all live in a DIY world where buying a home is not the time to wing it. So I've seen people try to negotiate a loan, call the listing agent for a better deal, or skip the asking questions because they're too embarrassed to ask, but it usually backfires, and this is why it becomes a problem. They don't understand either the contract terms on the purchase offer, or they lose the negotiating power. They don't have anyone representing them because the listing agent works for the seller. So anything you say to that listing agent, she can tell that seller of hers. So just be mindful of that. They miss projections like inspection contingencies. So if we can get you an inspection and you want one, then I will help you determine when it's best to do that. They make the emotional decision instead of an informed one. I've had plenty of times where I've had to tell my buyers, this is not a good house to buy. Maybe the basement wasn't sound, or there was some large cracks in the basement foundation, and people really trust that I am going to give you the best and foremost information when buying a house. So let's talk about the Smart Fix for all of that. You have to build your dream team. Now, have you had a lender that you trust, an agent that will advocate for you, inspectors who actually know what to look for, and a closing team who keeps everything on track? Because if things start to fall off track after you got your purchase offer accepted, it can go awry very, very quickly. So buying a house is not a solo sport. It is a team effort, and you have the team in place to help you get to the goal line, which is the closing table. So what part of the home buying process makes you feel the most, or is the most confusing to you, I should say? Drop it in the comments below. I'd really love to help, because I know, especially when I see first-time home buyers, they're like, where do we start? What do we do? So I am here to help you with that. So those are the 5 huge mistakes that people make when buying a home. And now you're officially ahead of the game. If you're thinking of relocating to Rochester, or already live here and just want clarity on the whole process of it all, I would love to help. My contact information is right here, or it's down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you'll get all of my new videos. And thanks so much for hanging with me today. I'll see you in the next video.